Hi and good evening and welcome to Thfc Till I Die, your home of Tottenham from past to present. It really is a good Sunday evening. We've beaten West Ham, we've sent them back to East London with their bubble making machine and Barney the dinosaur and their plastic hammers away for another season. We have beaten them 2-0, goes from Emerson and Son, and really West Ham do get battered everywhere they go. They're now in a relegation fight for survival in the Premier League, and who knows, they might even go down. Anyway, good evening. I'm going to give my game thoughts, my ratings for my Tottenham 11 today. So it should be like for about 20 minutes at all, just to end your Sunday evening on a good vibe. Let's see who's in the chat tonight. We got Carl Simpson. Big up Carl. He says West Ham get battered everywhere they go. West Ham get battered everywhere they go. Big up all. A great way to end the weekend. Yeah, it is a fantastic way to end the weekend and a fantastic way to start the week as we build up to play Chelsea next Sunday, which is another game we should win. We should beat them. East London, West London, Yobbos. Right, we've got FTSM Con, much improved second half performance for you lads, but they need to start doing it over the 90 minutes. A better team with goals in them could have made it a lot worse in the first 45 minutes. Yeah, I totally agree. The first half, say 45 minutes was a hard watch. It really was. We sort of controlled it without doing anything with it. And then the second half, we just stepped it up again and just pulled them to shreds. As much as all West Ham fans were saying, oh, they're just as shit as us, we're better than them. And it proved it in the second half. And it proved it when both our wing-backs went up there, scored the first goal for Emerson. And then when Sonny came on to score the second goal, it's absolutely wonderful, and I'm overjoyed this evening. Buzzing, we've beaten the West Ham and we've got 3 points. Carl Simpson, big up Colin. Carl Simpson, I wonder if Porro can play left wing back, as there's no drop in Emerson at the moment. No, there isn't. There really isn't no drop in Emerson. I thought Emerson had an exceptional game again today. His crossing needs to improve still, to be fair. But everything else, he took his goal brilliantly. He took his goal very well. And congratulations, because I think he's due to become a dad as well. So big up Emerson, an absolutely fantastic performance. And it capped a good second half display by Spurs. It really did. Right, let's get the team up and let's go through my ratings for the team. Right, for me, Foster and goal didn't really have a lot to do in that first half. Pulled up good save against Bowen, but really never was really tested for me in that match. So I would give him probably a 7. Just command of his area, and when he was needed, he was there. He took control of his area, and he was there when we needed him. For me, Romero again does well, smashes everyone. A few tackles today, was really smashing them everywhere they go, and so I give Romero a 7 as well. I thought he led by example some of the games. He really did. Dyer, do you know what? I would give Dyer a 7 as well today. I thought a very, very, just a professional performance by him. I really didn't make any major mistakes. Pardon me. Didn't make any major mistakes. Was comfortable, was there when we needed him. So I give him a 7. Longley as well, I give a 7 as well. Was dependable, took the ball down, brought it out when we needed to, kept it on the deck instead of hoofing it up there. And made a few attacks for us in that second half. So very well done for the back three. Royale, I'm gonna give an 8. Absolutely fantastic performance by him again, backed up what he's done before. It took his goal very, very well, I have to say. Absolutely good performance, and he's keeping Perro out for a reason. He's upped his game. For some reason, he has upped his game since Perro came into the team. I don't know if that says a lot about the competition he felt he had from Doherty. Now, a lot of people are saying that Royal stepped up his game now because Doherty's not there and Perro is an upgrade on Doherty. I agree with that. I think Emerson now has the competition for his place. So, but he's too good to drop. He really is too good to drop. We've got FT Column saying it was a big 3 points today. We will be done. Well done. Hopefully you can push on and sort this whole only playing one half thing. Some big games coming up soon. Yeah, there is some big games coming up soon. And big up Daniel Zito says, Coys, Chelsea, we're coming for you. I would like to see Porro at left wing back, Royal at right wing back, and front three, left wing Son, striker Kane, right wing Kuvaseski. Yep, absolutely. But I've got a poll in the chat about that, and it is: would you keep Son on the bench for the Chelsea game? Now we've had 5 votes in already. 60% say yes, 40% have said no. So 60% say yeah, keep him on for the Chelsea game, and let's see where we go from there. So a good performance today again from Sonny when he came on, took his goal. Pardon me, really, really well. Now Davis. Now I've been very judgmental about Davis. He's made some blunders this season. He really has. But today he was up and down that wing like a man possessed. Set up Emerson brilliantly for his goal, and that's what Conte likes. He likes his win backs, setting up the other win backs, and they've done for 2 win backs. I thought they've done brilliantly in second half. Set up Emerson for his goal, and very dependable on that left wing back. So I don't know, will we see him there for Chelsea? I don't know. I'd like to see Perro play there, and see what happens. But look, Davis did a good job today, and I think for his bad performance against Leicester, I think he's paid us back a little bit. Not all of it, a little bit. The Skip and Højbjerg in the midfield, look, for me, Skip was absolutely immense again today. Sorry, I give Davis a 7. For me, I give Skip an 8. Absolutely immense in that midfield. Didn't do anything wrong. Ran up and down that pitch. Had a great engine in him. Had a good partnership with Højbjerg, which they had last season as well. But they seem to have picked it up where they left. But he was there. He was dependent. He did. He got his foot in when he needed to. For me, good stuff. And for me, I was disappointed to see him in the starting lineup. To be fair, I would have rather seen Sarr, but Skip made me regret that decision. He played very well, and I think he might be on the bench. I think he might see Sarr against Chelsea. But if you do drop him, be very, very, very harshly dropped. For me, Højbjerg, I give Skip an 8. I give Højbjerg an 8 as well. Absolutely took the game by the scruff of the neck in that second half. Set up the goal. Set up one of the goals as well for that. For Emerson's pass, Emerson's goal. But absolutely, again, given the captain's performance again, without being the captain, if you know what I mean. You can always depend on Højbjerg, always puts a foot in, always there, always ready to lay his body on the line for the team. And I'll give him an 8 as well. Then for the front three, with Charlison, I'll give a 6. Well, no, a 7, sorry. Puffed and he puffed. He should have scored twice, to be fair. But he was there. He was trying. He gave 100%. Always does for Charlison. But for me, he just should have took his chances when he had his chances. But good good performance before he was taken off. Kulu, for me, I give a 6. I was very disappointed with Kulu. Couldn't get past his man most of the time, and rarely didn't. We had glimpses of what Kulu can do. But for me, I wasn't really impressed with Kulu today. And I was slightly disappointed. Would you drop him for the Chelsea game and change the formation a little bit? I would, but not a great performance. But he will improve. And Harry Kane, of course, getting the trophy today for the all-time leading goal scorers. Trophy from Jimmy Greaves' family. Very richly deserved. And they had a nice thing for him at the end of the South Stand for him to recognise what he's done for the club, become the club's top goal scorer in the history of the club. And today set up Sonny's goal very well for the second goal. Was very quiet for the in the first half, but Kane as a captain, I think, changes. He drops back. He plays a different role. He's not as selfish when he becomes captain. He tries to put the team first. When he's in captain, of course, he's like all strikers, wants to score goals and wants to get in there. But another good performance. So I'll give him an 8 as well. And I'll give Kulusevski a 6. So that's my team ratings. Let me know if you think any different. And I'll get to the chat now before we end off. Who we got here? We've got Mr. EE, big up. It says, "Hi Dermot, I would have Sonny on the bench. I've been banging on about this for tactics for months." Yeah, I agree. We did it against Leicester and it worked. It sparked something and bring him on for about half an hour, and then when he comes on, he's biting at the bit to actually put it to get one to prove the point that he should be starting. But I think do that for a few games. I think it works, and he took his goal really well today. And of course, Sonny again, made up by Kane, them two connecting again. But yeah, I agree with you. I think he needs leave him on the bench for the next game. Do it by game basis. So I think it worked. It really did. He also says Emerson and Davis were both man of the match jointly. Skippy and Højbjerg were great too. Romero, Longley, both solid also. Yeah, you can't say anything. They were a brilliant second half. First half was so bad. I mean, in my eyes, it wasn't a good first half. It was a hard watch. It really was a hard watch. And Philip, who was watching it with me, was saying to me he was seeing things slightly different, but it really was a hard watch. And look, second half, whatever it was said at halftime, any formation tweaks or whatever was made by Stellini at halftime did change the thing. And yet, you are right. Emerson and Davis were brilliant. Dan, the wing-back, Skippy and Højbjerg were solid in midfield, and Romero and Longley were great in defence. And you have to give credit to Dyer too. He had a good game today, Dyer, and I really thought he done very, very well. But again, it was a good team performance, and of course, it's always nice when you beat West Ham and send them packing back to East London with their plastic hammers and bubble machines under their arms. Daniela's asked Dermot, why do you think Pero and Danjuma didn't come on? I think I'm surprised Danjuma didn't come on and didn't come on today, to be fair. I'm surprised Pero didn't start, but after seeing Emerson's performance, it's hard to drop them. I think you might see them in the FA Cup. I think they will. I think the Premier League's they need time to adjust to the tactics that Conte and Stellini employ. I think also after Pero's debut versus Leicester, I think he got a bit of a drubbing by some of the Spurs fans. And I think it's also taken him out of the limelight and just give him a time just to adjust to the tactics, adjust to the Premier League, get used to it. But I think he should have brought him on with about 15 minutes to go. I think to give Pero and Danjuma that little bit of experience playing in the Premier League. But you might see them more and more now as the games goes on. As the games come thick and fast, you may see them a bit of changing in the teams, and you may see them come on or even start for an hour of that, come off. So hopefully you might see one of them start against Chelsea. I have a funny feeling
you might see Pero in the starting lineup for the Chelsea game. On the left side, you may do. But you might see a change with that. And Danjuma, I think you'll see him in the FA Cup game. I think he'll start. Him and Pero will start in that game against Sheffield United, and then take it from there. And then the AC Milan match, then who knows? But look, you will start to see more and more of them. But do you know what I mean? It's going to take. It's going to be a bit of time for them to get used to it. But look, great question, Diana, and I hope that was a good answer for you. We've got Kev Williams. Big up, Kev. He says that pass from Højbjerg to Davis to touch, the assist to Royale, and then the Kulkan finish. Great goal. Yeah, it was a great goal. And again, Højbjerg does what Højbjerg does best. He just sits there. He doesn't take the limelight. He puts a good pass in. Davis then, a great pass to Royale. And Royale took it like a striker. He really did. And I think since Doherty's left and Pero's come in, you're seeing the best of Royale. You're seeing why we bought him. He's becoming very, very good. He's getting used. He's getting used to it now. And I think, look, I'm the first one. I hold up my hands. I'm the first one to say, look, I was slating him. I called him not the greatest Brazilian ever to come out of Brazil, football to come out of Brazil. And I agree. I was the first one saying he shouldn't play for us ever again, but I'm proven wrong. 2 good performances. Again, he's proved me wrong. And do you know what I mean? Fair play to him. And I know he's about to have a baby, so congratulations with that, Emerson. But what a great guy. But you've got to give credit to Højbjerg and Davis as well. Davis with the assist, and that pass from Højbjerg really is. This is why I love Højbjerg so much. He is the captain without wearing the armband, because he will take that midfield by the scruff of the neck and he will drag along who's ever with him. And him and Skippy did well today, so fair play. Absolutely great and over the moon for Emerson, really am. I've got Carl Simpson. Pardon me. Carl Simpson, big up. He says, Decky, it's all about getting his fitness back. Yeah, that's all it is. Look, he wasn't great today, to be fair. He wasn't good. He just can't get past these men for some reason. But look, he will come good. I think the more games we've got a few games now coming up in succession. We've got Chelsea next week. We've got Sheffield United then on the Wednesday. Then we've got the Wolves on the Sunday, I think, on the Monday. And then on Saturday. And then we've got AC Milan then the following Wednesday. I think you will see him. I think if he gets more games in him, more games you play, the fitter you get. The fitter you get, the better you're going to get. And I think you will see that by the end of the season. Decky will be flying in all cylinders. Give him a good pre-season. And I think next season, watch Decky go. Because he will want to make up for lost time. He want to make up for the season he's had. He's had an injury hit season. Like most of the Tottenham squad, we've been hit badly with injuries this season. And I think once we get everyone back, somebody's quoted saying, Liverpool are getting all their players back as we're losing ours due to injury. I think we've got enough about us to stay in top 4 and qualify for the Champions League. I think if we can go on a run now like we did last season, I think we've got enough about us to do it. And I think we've got players there. Maybe we haven't got the biggest squad in the world, but we've got enough squad players, I think, to cover. And few players are now starting to come into form, like an Emerson. Like we've got Longley Romero back. I know we're going to miss Benny very badly in that midfield, but we've got Papa Sarr, we've got Skippy with Højbjerg, and we know Papa Sarr and Skippy can play together too. So, let's be positive. We can have a good end to the season. We can win the FA Cup and qualify for the Champions League, and I think we will do that. Big up, Carlo. Great support at the channel. Kev Williams, big up. It says, Dermotron, I think that Foster is worth having a shout out. He made a great save that was low down and his distribution was excellent. Yeah, you can't fault him. Foster was very good today. When he was called on, he was there. He didn't let us down. I think that's his 2nd or 3rd clean sheet in goal for Tottenham since he was this season. And I think he's done well. I think last week he was criticised somehow harshly for the goals we conceded against Leicester. Maybe one of them he was slow to get down on, but I think a lot of it was defensive errors. And when your goalkeeper is left out isolated like we were against Leicester, then you are going to concede goals, no matter how good your goalkeeper is. But I think Foster is worthy there as a shout out. I think he had an exceptional game today, and I think he should be very proud of his performance. Did the great save low down, I think, from Bowen, and I think that changed it for us. That showed that we got faith in our goalkeeper and the defence. They worked well together, and with the distribution as well. Yeah, he was excellent with his distribution, Foster. Big up that Kev Williams, absolutely spot on. Carl Simpson, 45th goal combination Kane and Son had now. Yeah, only 5 of 50. I mean, them two are so linked. It's unreal. But yeah, 5 of 50. Might see it this season. Might see it by the end of the season. They have 50 goal plus combinations for Kane and Son. But big up, Carl. We've got Mr. E. He says, I agree, Dermot. Eric Dyer did play very well. You can usually tell that Eric Dyer has had a good game because you won't notice. Mind you, that is very true. You don't notice it. I didn't notice him at all today. I think I saw him twice on the screen when we were doing the watch along, but that's about it. I didn't notice him at all, and I think he would be very pleased with his performance. But again, he has to back this up against Chelsea next week. The team have to back this up. The defence have to back this up. We have to back this up now. We can't keep going win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. We've got to come out firing all cylinders next Sunday at 12:30 and really show that this West Ham game was the platform that we're going to build on for the rest of this season. David Clark, hi from Leicester, 3 point scores. Yeah, big up, David. Very happy indeed. Daniela, thanks. Yes, it was, Dermot. I agree with you. Big up, Daniela Zito. Big up, Talk and Ball as well. Dermot, brother, I hope you are well. Yeah, I'm grand. And I hope you I hope you're well too, Talk and Ball. Haven't seen you around for a while, so big up and thank you for coming in. David Clark says, let's hope the rumours are true that Real Madrid are looking at Richarlison because this guy is the biggest waste of space of all time. We should have gone for Ivan Toney. Look, I sort of agree with you, David. I actually do, to be fair. Look, I think if you were to play Richarlison in his normal position, I think you would see a better Richarlison. But I agree. I think 60 million was too much for him. I think also that he hasn't had the best of games. We haven't seen the best of him. Now, it could be that he's not suited to come to Spurs or whatever reasons or whatever reason it isn't working at the moment. We need to find a way to get the team to suit Richarlison. And I think it may be a way of changing the formation. Now, this is my call. I think playing 2 up front and play with Richarlison as a striker, I think is the way to get the best out of him. I don't think he's meant to be a winger. He's a striker, though he did play in that position for Everton. But I think Everton is a different kettle of fish than to Tottenham. I think at Everton, he was the biggest player there. He was a big fish in a small, medium pool, where at Tottenham, he's a medium pool where there's a lot bigger fishes in the sea at Tottenham. And I just think that his game suited the Everton way of playing. So we got to somehow get him to understand how we play and also change the formation if we can and play 2 up front. I think, or play Kane just behind him in the number 10 role and have Richarlison as a number 9. Maybe we might see the best of him then. But I agree. I have heard Real Madrid are looking at him, and I do agree 60 million was a way too much for him. I don't think he was worth, that much. Big up Kev Williams. Dermot, we have all said something about Royale. I said he was the only Brazilian not to be able to kick a ball. I hold my hands up, but we can only say that when he was the only Brazilian not to be able to kick a ball. I'll hold my hands up, but we can only say what we see, and he's been poor. Yeah, he has been poor. There's no getting beaten around the bush. Royale was poor, and he hasn't had great games. But was that because of what he had competition-wise? Now, Doherty's not the greatest right-wing back in the world. He played well for Wolves, and that made my point again. Is some players coming to Tottenham, are they not good enough to play for us. Look, you put a decent right wing back in there, and it's good. Right, Emerson's going to up his game because he knows if he doesn't, he's not going to get in the side. And I think that's what he's upped his game. And I think also the birth of his child as well has given him another spring in his step. And I think it's just given him that other bit of determination to prove everyone wrong. But when he didn't play well, when the team weren't playing well, he was the first one to come out and say, "We're not playing well. I didn't play well today. I apologize to the fans for my performance." So you gotta give him credit where credit's due. He's knuckled down. He's really tried to improve, and I think he has. And I think we may see the best of Royale now, and I hope so because his performance the last 2 times he's played have been exceptional. Both of them nearly man of the match for me. And let's hope now we can see a better Royale. But we also got to see Pero again. And that goes back to Danielle's point. Do we play that Pero on the left and Emerson on the right? We may fix both wing backs with this now. But big up Kev Williams, and a great point again. Carl Simpson, let's face it, this West Ham game had a lot of pressure on it, and we stood up and our players made it count. So super happy. Yeah, they did. They had to win today. Think if we had lost today, think of the meltdown that would be happening now. And West Ham are 18th in the league for a reason, but they had the 5th strongest defence in the Premier League, and we beat them today quite comfortably. And it's good when you beat your London rivals. And it's good that we've now, again, shown that we are a good side. We can do it. We can put a game together, but we've got to back this up against Chelsea. And that was the problem. We beat Man City. We didn't back it up against Leicester. We now got to back it up against Chelsea. And if we can do that, I think that would change our season. It really will. Big up, Carl. David Clark, it's all that simple aspects of football that Richarlison is failing. His first touch, he lacks vision, and his short passing is woeful. Yeah, but it could be also that he's not using the position he's playing in. Now, look, I'm a big believer if you're paid big money, you should be able to adapt to any situation you put into. But I just don't think Richarlison is good enough to play in that position. Now, I may get shoot down for this, but I think you play with Richarlison as a striker, you're going to get best out of him. You play him as a winger, you're not going to get the best out of him. And he's played a couple of games there and he hasn't played well. As I said before, David, he's not worth 60 million. I think we've paid over the top for him. But look, let's see what happens for the rest of the season. Kev Williams next has a different point to you and me. And this is what I love about football in the comments. He says Richarlison's not getting enough game time. When he played for the Toffees, he played every week. He's not a bench warmer. However, Richie playing on Son being bench was tactically perfect. Yeah, it is. And I agree with you, Kevin, that first point. He's not a bench warmer. But if he's not putting in the performance when he's given the chance, how can you pick him every week? If he was putting the performance in every week, and we know Kulu is not playing great, or Sonny's not playing great, then he's going to be guaranteed at either wing, either front three for a start. But he hasn't been playing well. Now, is that down to the formation? Is that down to playing on the wing? And he's not playing as a striker? Or as I said before, is that because when he played at Everton, he was sort of a big fish in the medium pool? He's come to Tottenham, and he's sort of a medium fish in a bigger pool of players where we're not playing to his strengths. And I think that's an Everton to play to his strengths. The team was built around Richarlison. At Tottenham, it isn't. It's built around Kane and Son. And I think he's got to find a way to adapt to get in there and actually improve his game and adapt his game to how we want to play him at Spurs. But big up Kev Williams. David Clark says, my man of the match, Royale, great all-round game. His passing today was great. Yeah, was brilliant. Still can't cross the ball, but he will improve on that. That's me only thing about Royale. Carl Simpson, remember West Ham are world class according to their fans. Oh, Lord, West Ham get battered everywhere they go. They certainly do. Look, for me, I can see West Ham going down this year. I really can. And I will bring up the Premier League table for us all. Yeah. Okay, that's not what I didn't want. Okay, take that off. Then I bring up the Premier League table for us. But yeah, I agree. West Ham are absolute. I think if they lose against Forest, I think they will. That's them done. Honestly, I do. And there is the bottom. Look, bottom of 3, West Ham there. Look at that. They've got Forest next. If they lose that game against Forest, I think West Ham are in serious trouble. And you got Leeds down there, you got Southampton down there, and a good result for Southampton yesterday. But West Ham, only 5 games all season they've won. 5 games. Remember that they've only won 5 all season, and this is a team last season that were nearly getting in the Champions League. That got to a final of a European competition. How far the crap have fallen. West Ham are not a big club. They never will be a big club. And West Ham will get battered everywhere they go because they're West Ham. And they're Spurs in 4th place in the league. Okay, Newcastle have a game in hand in us. They may have 2 games in hand in us after next weekend. But we're in the top 4. And I think if you look at that, 3 wins and 2 defeats. I think if you're going up against Chelsea, who have not won in the last 4 games, 3 draws and a loss, and they lost yesterday against Southampton, I think we should be beating teams like Chelsea. But Chelsea could be in the bottom half before that game kicks off. So, look, I think the teams we need to be wary of for myself, Newcastle. I think people are saying Liverpool. I say Brighton. Fulham or Brighton will fight for a European place. They're better than them. But I do think top 4 is ours, and I think we will get it. And for the Championship, I think Man City are going to win the league. Arsenal, the wheels are going to come off the Arsenal bus. We've got David Clark. Too many Spurs fans are blinkered. I want exciting football, but the tactics today were perfect. Stay in the game, let them run out of steam, and let them take advantage. And that's what we did, yeah? Bit like a rope-a-dope, really. Muhammad Ali did against George Foreman in Zaire in 1974. Let George Foreman burn himself out, and then caught him coming off the ropes with a good left-right combination and put him flat on the ground. And Spurs did that today to West Ham. We rope-a-doped them, and good tactically spot on, I think, today. And he also puts, when you play West Ham, you have to play in a certain way, and that's exactly what we did today. Yeah, we did. The first half wasn't pretty. I keep saying that, and I will keep saying that. It wasn't pretty, but the second half, we were much better. We took it to them, we made them pay, and we absolutely took our chances when we had to. Well, look, that's enough for me. I hope you enjoyed this Dermotron's thoughts on the game. Spurs are back in the top 4. We're on our way now. We're on our way. Let's enjoy tonight. Let's enjoy the win we had against West Ham today. Let's enjoy it tomorrow. Then on Tuesday, let's forget about it. Let's kick on. Think about Chelsea at the weekend. Next Sunday, 12:30. Let's see, can we beat Chelsea? And then we kick on then with the FA Cup next Wednesday. And let's see where we go. We could still have an absolute great season. Big night, all Carl Simpson. But listen, we can all go to bed tonight. Happy Spurs fans. And we've got Koyo. Thank you. Danielle says Coys. Kev Williams says Dermotron, absolute legend. I'm not a legend. I'm just a happy Spurs fan who loves coming on talking about Spurs. But thank you very much. You're very kind of your comments there. But look, if you do like what I have to say, please like and subscribe. We're back tomorrow at 12:30 with me and Ellie on News Round, and then me and Mr. Philip Brady, the Godfather himself, will be back tomorrow night with a post-match show where we'll get Philip's thoughts on the game. We'll get his 11, and we also will go over Stellini's post-match press conference. And then we're on a Tuesday morning, we're on the News Round again with Ellie. And then Wednesday, me and Mia doing News Round. Wednesday night, we're doing the debate. I miss my Tottenham. And then on Thursday, we have the big debate on Thursday, the Sugar Years, where we rate the managers under Alan Sugar. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. Then we're back Friday with a pre-match show. Back Saturday then with the Golden Game at 9 o'clock. Past games against Chelsea. And then, of course, the watch along on Sunday. We're back then on Sunday night with my thoughts on the game. on my own, or with Philip Brady, or with Ellie, or Mia. Who knows? But thank you all for watching. Whatever you do, enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. Come on, you Spurs. In Stellini and Conte we trust. West Ham get battered everywhere they go.